I've actually talked, shook hands, and met fucking aliens.
Oh wow! Oh
They
wow!
do exist. Oh, I
Oh
ain't
wow!
told
That
you
was
everything about
okay.
it.
Well,
I'm
okay.
heavily
So can
involved in the Men in Black. I made it so far up the ladder. The only motherfucker that was my boss while I was there, for the short time I was there, was the President of the United States. That was it.
wait. See, okay, let's back up just for some of the people catching up. So you served in the Men in Black service as well.
No, I was in the military. Technically, I was in the
Okay.
Army. But when you're in the Army, you belong to the government, no matter what. So if the CIA needs you, that's the military, you then work for the CIA. If Special Forces need you, you then work for Special Forces. If the Rangers need you, if the Air Force needs you, if the FBI needs you, if anybody needs you, you then work for them. And where'd you go, Frank? Get your ass back up here. And at this time, I no longer was technically directly involved with the Army. I was then assigned to a presidential.
Sorry about that.
Okay. I was only in the unit for about 3 months. I really I went in there with a lot of gusto and all of that. I quickly lost faith in the guy that was in charge of the unit. So I got the fuck out of there. And I'm glad I did. I'm glad it took place like that. That was the most dangerous job I ever had. More dangerous than anything I ever did. When you're dealing with, let me explain people to this. Do you know that, like on Mars, when our rover, you can see the shadow? You can see the shadow. Remember that? And
Yeah.
it was sending the signal back, right? Our little satellite rover was, well, not a rover that's going to go drive around, but it's a satellite. But it's called a rover because it's mapping Mars. You remember when that thing finally made it, and you saw it, the shadow?
Yeah, and so and was
Then
the
what did you see? Then what did you see? You saw another shadow on top of that shadow, overshadow it, and then a signal was lost after that. I'll tell you why that is. We do not own anything between here and Jupiter or further. We do not own our space. We are in the space of another alien being. We're dead in the middle of their space, and we do not own any space. Star Wars is 100% real, only it's not real. And the reason I could put it that way is because lightsabers are real. They really exist. Some people can actually really use a lightsaber. Swear to God, laugh at it all you want. I've seen it.
no.
I've seen
Look,
it.
Frank is not laughing. Frank is not laughing.
Why do you think they came out with that so far back in history? Because they wanted people to know. This shit.
Well, and again, we were talking about Hollywood imitating real life.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Now can we go back? Can we just go back a little bit, round back a little bit here to the alien encounter? Just because Frank really just, probably Frank's favorite movies are the sci-fi movies.
Okay, time out. I'm going to describe in detail.
It's okay. Yeah.
150,000 light years from Earth, you have what's called the Guo. That's what I call them. Pretty close name to them from the way I can pronounce it. Just like on Stargate, you have the Guo. Remember them? Same fucking pronounce it the same way. These aliens
are that makes sense.
Considered the grayish aliens. They're not gray. They are white. They are as white could be. These white aliens are the most intelligent beings known. Period. They have the most powerful spaceships. They got the big eyeballs. They're fucking just like the traditional fucking alien drawings you see. That's them. Okay. In the other direction, 100,000 light years away from here, are an identical. I think they look identical. A lot of people said they didn't, that I knew that was involved in that activity back then, and with all of that, those beings to me looking pretty much, and they really don't. They got more of a scratchy mouth, like
right,
like an old lady's mouth.
yeah,
But, yeah. But to where the white aliens have more of a nicer, pleasant looking, smoother face. That's the only difference I've seen in them. But the aliens that are 100,000 light years from here are jet black. Jet black.
Wow. So you can barely see them, probably.
Oh, you can see them. You can see them plain as day, and they're assholes, and they don't have as much oxygen on their planet as we do here, assholes. But anyway.
Now, when you say these are black beings, are these kind of, sometimes you think, you ever seen people have sightings of ghosts or black demon ghosts? Is that the aliens? Do you think they're?
No, they don't fuck with us. And I'm going to get into that.
Not related. Okay.
The aliens that are 50,000 light years away from here are the most powerful aliens. They don't have the most powerful ships. They're not as intelligent as the Goa'uld, for example, or I forget what the black ones were called. I never could pronounce their fucking name. I just call them the black aliens. White alien, black alien, bug aliens. 50,000 light years from now, there are these little 2 to 3 foot little midget looking motherfucking bugs, and they look just like a fucking bumblebee. Just like a fucking honeybee. Wow. They originally had wings. They are related to the fucking bees, if you ask me. But the reality is 99% of all of them have lost their wings. Probably within the next 50 years, 100 years, none of them will be born with wings. But they are bugs. They're bug-like humanoid people. And we are in their space. I've actually gotten along with them people pretty good. But probably because I knew. They could destroy this planet in a fucking blink of an eye. A lot of these tsunamis that have taken place around the world were caused by them shooting the fucking planet, saying, okay, you fucked up here, we're going to destroy the planet, shoot a laser through the ocean, and take it down to almost the core, and then turn it off and say, all right, we decided.
Okay, that makes sense.
When they fire a weapon that powerful into the ocean, it's like a fucking nuclear bomb going off. You're going to cause a tsunami.
Yeah. Yeah. And they must do that close to Japan then.
And I will challenge even Wheezy on this, since he's Mr. Intelligent. This gets people every fucking time. How in the fuck does a tsunami develop in perfect weather? You go out to the ocean, you got perfect fucking weather. You could, if you were on a yacht, you could lay back and get a martini and just sleep. And wake up and be like, oh, this is fucking great.
Perfect. Well, yeah, that's like today in the Discord.
So it is not possible for a tsunami to develop out of nothing. There has to be a storm. There has to be something to start a tsunami. And here's where I get people. If you go back and study some of these freak tsunamis, they started out of nothing. And I'm not talking nothing perfect weather, nothing. I'm talking no fucking earthquakes under the water. And you
and that's the Frank is wondering if there's any correlation, or if you can verify if these aliens are living in your Earth's water system or in the oceans.
No, they're not. No, they're not. Okay, no, absolutely not. What they do is they have these gravitational ships. We have them now too, by the way, and we have had them. Those triangles that you see flying into space, those are ours.
See, this is fascinating. You gotta do more on this, because this is the kind of stuff people want to tune in for.
You think so? I would think this is some weird shit, really, but
no, this is the paranormal side of Bob we haven't seen.
when I had contact with these alien beings, I can just tell you, I have been, I've done shit. I don't think I can tell you that I was involved with these things, but with these ships going in the water and out of the water, in the water,
yeah,
I'm gonna tell you what that is. That's them little bug people out here fucking with us.
Now, what is their motive? Do you know? What is their motive? Because Frank doesn't like lobsters. He doesn't like shrimps because those are bugs, right?
I love them. They taste great.
But they're bugs, right? I mean, they're bugs.
Yeah, in a way, you could, yeah, but bugs taste good.
They're underwater bugs.
Frank, bugs are creatures. They're just there for us to eat or step on.
Well, hey, everything wants to live, everything wants to pump, everything wants the right to die.
Yeah, right. No,
but this is fascinating. So, have you heard of Bob Lazar, the Bob Laser guy?
Bob Lazar. I never knew him. I never met him.
He, because that verifies it all kind of connects because he talks about the gray aliens too.
Yeah, well, the gray aliens are really the white aliens. They're not gray. I don't know how they could be construed as gay. I mean, gray.
Okay. We just got something hot from the chat here. This is hot off the presses, Bob. Now, Tony Stark says, and he makes great armor, by the way. This all makes sense. The aliens probed Bob, and that is why Bob is obsessed with boot holes.
I like this theory. I wish it were true. I've never been probed by human or alien, by the way. But we with this story here, I think it'll work.
Okay. Yeah, no. Well, we can't verify that, so that's all right. We'll go back here now. We've got 3 different kinds of aliens. We've got the really dark ones, and they kind of conceal themselves in the deep space. Because you said they're really far away. You've got the really insectoid.
Like they don't like us because we took black people as slaves. Swear to God, it's so dumb. It's like, where do you find these dumb fucking aliens, man? Just like, where do you find these dumb fucking people, man? They need education. That's what they need. So I'd rather educate people than to argue with people. Instead of arguing over here all day long, I could be over here talking. I could be learning something from somebody or teaching somebody about something, either or both.
Well, the Frank believes, and that's why you had an open mind to shake these aliens' hands instead of, being xenophobic, right? Which is what most people would do.
Yeah, and
right, they'd be scared.
Yeah, scared.
But instead, you're thinking, hey, maybe I can, maybe Bob can get into some alien sheets, and clap some of those, were they kind of attractive or were they pretty much, because they could have the hypnotizing eyes, right?
I am probably one of less than 3 people that have been to all 3 alien worlds and been to the 4th, but never landed on it. There's a 4th alien race out there.
Wait, they took you there, so they took you off planet.
No. I wasn't they liked me. Every time I talk to these fucking aliens, I was the guy trying to why do you hate us, man? I like you, but I ended up getting along. I was the only motherfucker getting along with each and every one of them. So they made me like the ambassador for my time.
Yeah. So, and that's how it kind of ties in with the Men in Black.
Whenever they wanted somebody to go take a visit to this planet and see what we could learn from them, spying on them, that kind of shit, I would have to go. They put you in this sleep thing. It's like you sleep. And it's not like you go for 10 fucking years to get there. It don't work that way. These ships are powered by the elements in outer space. That's why we are currently developed that engine. We have developed that engine. It does work. It does exist. Aliens have been using this technology for thousands of years. We have just now discovered this technology and been able to build it. We've been working on this ship since the 70s. We've been working on this engine. We do have it built now. I have learned that much. As far as having a spaceship up there with one and all that, I don't have a fucking clue what they're doing. They didn't when I was in. They're still working on that engine. So what happens is, if you follow the slipstream, so to speak, it's not a slipstream. It's just in space. There are long, like highways, if you will, where there's a high concentrate of matter. But it's like a fuel. To the right engine, it's a fuel. And the ship sucks in this matter and can go, I don't know how fast, way faster than the speed of light. And yes, so they put you to sleep during the flight. You get there, probably takes a few days to get to 150,000 light years away, believe it or not. And then you go and you meet their leaders face to face, say hi, can we smoke a peace pipe? Unfortunately, they didn't have any weed on their planet, fucking bastard.
Whoa. So they've got different supplements.
I don't know what they take, but they wouldn't give me none. But I had a good talk for the 2 days I was on that planet. Then the black people, I went to their planet and I pissed one of them off and I had to kill one of them. But it was an equal death match, to be honest with you. And well, there you go. Then the bug people wanted me to go to their fucking planet. So I went there. They have a queen, just like a queen hive. I actually stood 4 feet from this queen and talked to the fucking queen on behalf of Earth, if you want to call it that. And I told her I really loved her mind, the way she thought. I loved the way she thought. We got along perfect. Unfortunately, I learned their history as well, and it does not fit with our history. But I'll explain it to you in another video. And I think you might could then understand why the dumbass Democrats are pushing for communism the way they are. I'll explain it to you real quick right now. In their world, there were
give us some preview.
There was 3 factions in their world. 2 factions were at war with each other, and the weakest faction sat back and watched. One faction that was at war was the good aliens. The other one, the bad. The ones that were neutral, they laid back and just watched. And these motherfuckers wouldn't quit fighting each other. When they were done, both of them tribes, if you will, they had less numbers than the neutral aliens, who originally had the least amount of numbers, because they had been at war for so long. So then the neutral aliens, they pop in there and say, okay, I guess we're the fucking owners of this planet. And ever since then, they put into slavery the other fucking bugs. And they're slave workers to this day. They live underground. They dig to build their cities just like a fucking ant. Which is, I don't understand this part, but okay. That's how they are. And so the Democrats here seem to think that ideology of to enslave the human race will work. But it doesn't work, because the human race will give up under slavery. When I say give up, they're not going to invent anything for you. They're not going to do you any favors. At that point in time, our advancement of the human race ceases to exist. Aliens do exist. They are there. I've seen them. I've shook their hands. I've talked to them. I've interacted with them. I've represented this Earth on their fucking planets. I promise you, they exist.
Oh, yeah, no, Frank, or nobody's really doubting that. We're just trying to get the details, because a lot of times, Bob, you've experienced these things, so your mind is filling in the gaps for you. And so sometimes you just got to have somebody to say, wait, now,